Most people keep asking me in my comments why I decided to leave Nairobi, why I chose to leave Upcountry. I'm so young that I should be in the cities and all that. I'm happy that you're all concerned about that, but I think I'm more happier Upcountry than in Nairobi, because one thing I realized is that there was nothing holding me in Nairobi. Like, I was staying in Nairobi with a lot of pressure, paying all those bills. You know, when you have to live in the city, you have a lot of bills to pay, and then everybody have that life that they want for themselves, the goals that you want to achieve at a certain age and all that. And for me, living in the city was not my life, and I know it will sound weird because I also wanted to retire early. I know I never wanted to work until I'm 60. That when I'm retiring, that when I will start enjoying life. I wanted this life to be not so pressurizing, like waking up, going to job and everything like that. So that's when I realized it's time I leave Nairobi and start building my life. You know, when you're in Nairobi, you are building, yes, you're building your life. You have opportunities, job opportunities, and you have facilities. You are closer to everything. But I realize the more I stay in Nairobi, my life is not improving. I'm earning money, but I'm spending most of it. Rent, other expenses. Nairobi life is not cheap. It's expensive. So I realized I'm spending more. I should be saving more, and for my goal to retire early, I needed to live there. So I just want to tell you some of the reason why I decided to leave Nairobi, and so that I cannot leave you my followers worried, because some of you are very worried in my comment section asking, you're so young, you left Nairobi and all that. So my journey in living in Nairobi started in 2016 when I joined university, and I stayed there until 2025. And while I was in Nairobi, I realized my life was not improving. I think I'm improving, but every time I improve my life, it reaches a point that it's like I'm stagnant. And for me, that was not a thing I wanted for my life and for the future. Like, when I started working, I was going to job every morning, come every evening, and you know the traffic every time. So I'd leave the house at around 5 and I'll be back at around 8. And it reached a point I realized, no, this is not the job life. You know, when you're in school, you used to admire these people going to jobs, knowing that they have money and all that. But when it's you who is in that condition, you realize that no, this is not what I thought it was. You wake up, go to work, come back, and at the end of the month you are so tired, so many bills waiting for you and all that. So that when I decided that enough is enough, I'm not going to those jobs, I started my own business. And I also started looking for a job, for an online job, so that I can work from home, so that I can boost my business. And that's why I left my first job, and God was faithful to me. I started my business, it boomed, and then I started getting some gigs online here and there, and that's how I left job life and started working from home. So work was not the reason I was living in Nairobi. That was out of the box. Another reason I used to live in Nairobi is because of school. My kid is at school, and my mindset was like, Nairobi have good schools. I'm not saying that Upcountry don't have good schools, but the problem with Upcountry is that you find all the good schools are far away from where you are, and the schools that are near you, I know everybody's dream is to have their kid get the best education they can afford. But for me, I was feeling like if I go Upcountry, the schools that are near where I am, they are not good schools, and I don't feel like waking up my kid at 4 a.m. so that they can go to a better school which is kilometers away. That was not me, because in Nairobi kids wake up so early. Even my kid used to wake up so early. I feel like they wake up so early because waking my kid at 6:30 even, and that time he is at PP1 at 6:30. I'm sorry, but I felt that it's too early for this kid. Like, they're going to do ABCD 1 2 3, color here and there, and then play here and there. I felt that it's so early for this kid to be up at that time, and he's so young. So I used to wake up very early, prepare breakfast, prepare my kid, and we didn't have that interaction in the morning with my kid to know how he slept and all that, because my kid is not a morning person. Also me, I'm sorry to say, I think he took after me. I'm not a morning person, so we could prepare him to go to school, drop him to school, and then come back, do my errands here and there, and then we see each other again in the evening. In the evening, it's another problem. They leave school at 3, but because of traffic, all that, and you go and pick them. I used to pick my kid to school, but because he had so many friends in class who used to use school buses, he started crying to be carried with the school bus. Even the school called me and told me that please pay for 1 term so that he can experience the school bus, because he is left in school crying when other kids are going the school bus, even following them with the bag. He want to be carried with the school bus. So I decided to pay for the school bus for 1 term. And believe me not, the kid liked it. He liked the school bus because he used to come home with other kids. Now the problem is they leave school at 3 and then he gets home at 4:30 or even 5 because of traffic, because of dropping other kids. And that used to bore me so much, because I know he loves this. I know I have to choose the best for him. I want to be dropping him and picking him from school, but he doesn't want that. So I want at least for him to enjoy both sides. But the problem is he comes home very tired, and you can't even interact. By the time he gets home, he just bathe, take a snack, eat supper, and then he's gone. So you don't have even time to interact with the kid. So that's why I decided school is not going to school every day. I don't think is a good thing at the moment. So I decided to try homeschooling, so that when I enrolled my kid to homeschooling curriculum, and it worked so well that I realized, wow, now I'm in Nairobi. A month passes, I'm not even out of the house. Why? I'm working at home, my kid is being homeschooled, so he is at home. And homeschooling worked so well for him that he is very happy. They don't start classes so early, and when they finish class, he's just at home. He starts doing his things, playing and all that. We get time to interact. We get time even to make breakfast together in the morning before he starts his lessons and all that. So it works so good. And then I realized, now I'm living in Nairobi, I'm paying rent. If you watch my video or that I made of where I decided to build my own house instead of buying, you will see I was living in a 5-bedroom house. So I'm paying rent, and it was expensive. That house was expensive, I will not deny, but God is faithful. I used to afford it. So I'm paying rent, bills, water bills so expensive, electricity and all that. And then that's when I sat down and realized there is nothing keeping me here. I'm not going to work. My kid is not going to school. We are just here spending. Everything we do, we spend. You know, in city life is just spending. And so there is this life I want for myself. I want to retire early. I want to start doing my other project. You know, everybody has a project in mind that you say, if I get my own place, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to do this, I'll be doing this. So I had that in mind, and I was like, I want to start doing these projects that I have. But this city life is not giving me that, and I'm not doing anything in that life. I wanted this slow living and to retire early. And why most of you are concerned is because there is a life I was at where I was digging a fish pond. So that thing confused so many people because they asking me why I did not employ people to dig, why I did not opt for, what are they called, these things that cultivate. Now the thing is excavators to dig for me. You know, when I was in Nairobi, that one thing I used to tell myself, if I get my own place, if there is a project I can take, I will willingly take it and happily do it, because like a fish pond is not a big thing. I usually do it in the evening with my kids. They enjoy it so much because all day the kids is in school and then I'm at work, and then before the day ends we dig 1 or 2 steps and then we are done. So I find it fulfilling, and I want, you see, like those projects, I want to develop my land. If it's anything I can call an excavator or someone to work at it, I will do that. But if anything I feel like doing, why not, let me do it. So I find that life fulfilling, not because that I want to be tired or I want to do anything else, but I find happiness in developing my own project. So that's something that I used to yearn so much, that I felt that living in these enclosed plots in Nairobi, somebody's land, somebody's house, is I'm lacking. Sorry, my clothes are washing. I'm lacking something in that environments. I wanted to be running my own things, away from bills, away from traffic pressure. I wanted, you see, Upcountry has this life that you have a slow morning. For example, in Nairobi, I used to wake up at 6 or 5:30 so that I can prepare breakfast before my kid wakes up. I prepare him to go to school. I prepare my day before, because if I drop him to school, I have to come back and work and all that, and I sleep so late. But there is this slow living in Upcountry. I know people who live here Upcountry will get me. And there is this slow living. You don't have any pressure. Like now, I usually wake up at 7:30. I know. I wake up from 5:30 or 6 to 7:30. It's a big difference. I usually wake up at 7:30 during the weekdays, and then weekend I can wake up even at 8 or 8:30 because we sleep late with my kids. Sorry for that. So I wake up at 7:30. We prepare breakfast with my kids. No rush because classes start at 9. So no rush. We take breakfast. We do 1 or 2 things, and then classes start. When he's in class, I'm busy with work and all that, and all the errands that need to be done. In the evening, we close the day at 4. At 4, we start digging our fish pond, doing other home things, and then we make dinner together. We watch a movie, 1 or 2, not every day, but you see, there is this slow living in Upcountry. You have no hurry, you have no rush, like the way people are rushing in the city. So that was something I used to enjoy and I used to wish for when I was in the city, because I'm not a morning person. That's something actually everybody I think in my family knows that I'm not a morning person. I don't like waking up early in the morning. So every time I wake up in the morning to prepare my kid to go to school, I used to feel for him. I felt like it's like me. Oh my God, I'm waking up so early. He is waking up so early to go to school, and I felt like, is this really what I want for my kid? And yeah, I'm glad that I came to make a decision, and so far it's a decision I cannot regret. Maybe I will regret someday, but so far so good. So that another thing that made me leave the city was to choose my children's environment. I wanted my children to be close to nature, to know how food grows. For me, I've been raised up country, and I used to see my cousins and family friends from Nairobi come home. They don't even know how food grows. They would call, like some of my cousins would call Napier grass sugarcane, and sugarcane Napier grass. They don't know the difference. Others don't know even a difference between trees growing. A mango tree, they call it another thing, unless they see the mango fruit. You see, they don't know how to plant. They don't know all these process that you need to cultivate land, you need to plant. At least I want my kids to interact with that, not them to do it. They can do it if they want to, but I want at least them to see you till the land, you cultivate, you plant. Like now, my boy has already planted some chili, and the chilies are up. So he has like a project every evening. He has to water that chili plant, because actually he dug with a tree stump, kamuti. He dug and then he planted, because at that time I was planting maize. So, and I had these seedlings that I wanted to plant. So he took one of them, he planted, and then he told me, "Mommy, this one is mine. I'll be watering it until it will grow." So he can see that process. He can understand what happens if we plant, if we do this, and he has a responsibility to water it every day. I'm not forcing him to do that. He is doing it because he is enjoying it. And when I see that, I feel so good, because that's something he could not do in the cities. In the cities, most of the time, the children are enclosed into rooms. You are either in the house or in the playground. And if you are living in an apartment or these plots, or say, kids even don't have time to interact with the outside. It's out of the school to the house, or you either take them to the playground. Now here, children interact even with the sun. At the end of the day, you look at your kid and you're wondering, is this my kid? Because he has played with so many things: red soil, sand. He saw a plant, ataka, it's a weed over there. He plucked it, he replanted it again to see whether it will. You see, children are interacting with so many things, and I wanted this kind of environment for my kids. I didn't want them to be like they go somewhere and they don't know anything. They only know the city life. Of course, they are interacting with the city life, because I don't want them to forget how the city life works. After most of the weekends, actually, we are in Nairobi. Most, not all of them, but I take them to Nairobi maybe on Friday evening. We come back on Monday morning. So I don't even want them to forget the city life at the Upcountry. Then when you take them to the city, they are like, oh, big houses, a lot of cars, big roads. So I don't want them to forget that city life. I'll take them there. They eat their favorite food. Like my kids love KFC so much, and the place I am, they are not KFC, so I take them, they take their KFC. I take them to the playgrounds that they used to go, so that at least their life is not affected because of the decision that I made. That's something I made sure that I will have to cater for. I don't want my kids to be affected by the life I chose. So their life is still continuing. They are going to visit friends that they used to have, not to link with them because they moved up country. They still talk the way they used to talk. They interact with them when we visit Nairobi. We make sure they have play dates and all that. Their favorite hobbies, like my kid likes skating, I make sure that he is still skating and swimming. So I don't want, we are told that when you're choosing your life, don't affect your kids. So I don't want my kid to be affected by the life I've choose. I want actually their life to continue being the way it was and even better. That's why I chose this. The life is better, and what they used to do is still ongoing. There is no different, but they're having a better life than before. That's what I would say. So another thing is letting go of comparison. In the city, there is so many comparison. We are comparing this, we are comparing that. We have comparing houses, cars, the lives that people live. People come to a place and ask you, you don't have this, you've not bought this, you have not seen this tech and all that. I want that quiet life. I don't know whether you get me. There is this quiet. If you have lived in Upcountry, there is this quiet life that you live. There is no pressure. I am not saying that I used to succumb to pressure, but there is this pressure that you feel when your friend come at your place and ask you, you don't have this only makes life easier. Now you start thinking at it, I need to buy this, I need to buy this. But in Upcountry, you take your own pace. We have tech and all that, so what you need to buy, you take your time. No rush, no pressure, nobody is telling you what to do, nobody is telling you what to do, and you have a safe place. I also wanted my kids to have a safe place, a place they can call home. You know, most people in Nairobi says that an investment in Upcountry is a dead investment. And for some time, I used to say that too. I used to say that building a house in Upcountry is dead investment, but life has taught me things that I can never unlearn. Like in the 2020 COVID, whatever, so many people lost their job. They don't have a house, they live in rentals, they can't pay the rent. The lucky ones who had built houses in Upcountry, they went there and they started living, developing their lives, picking up their lives again, and their life continued. So imagine something like that happens, or God forbid you lose your job, or God forbid you die. You're living in plots, you don't have any investment. Where will your kids go? At least I felt that I have to give my kids a safe place. Even if they go to the city, they stay there, they can still say that if life gets hard, if anything happened to me, I lose my job, I become this and that, life is not going the way I want, I can go back home. I have a place I can go back home, relax, pick up myself and continue with the life that I want. Not that I pity those people who are living in the streets, maybe because their parents didn't have an opportunity to get them a home or anything. But for me, I feel like if I have an opportunity to get a place for my kids, I will not waste that time, because having a place your kids can go to, can come and just chill, relax, and think about life. City life is not easy. You wake up one day and you feel like, wow, I'm working so hard, nothing is happening, I got so many loans to pay, and you're like, is this life I want? The jobs you're getting are not paying good, and you sit there in the house, the landlord is knocking every now and then, you want to pay the rent. So I wanted somewhere my kids can come, they stay, nobody will ask them anything, they take time to think about the next step, and they feel secure. I know I don't want them to be lazy, but I know everybody of you feels good when they go somewhere they can call home, even if it's not your home, even if it's your uncle's or somebody else's home, a place you can feel comfortable, you can feel relaxed and say, at least I'm home, I'm away from all that pressure. So I will also wanted that for my kids and for me to move away from all that pressure and feel comfortable, feel like I belong. In the city life, most of the time you feel like you don't belong, or it's me, I felt that I don't belong. I want to grow my own tomatoes, I want to grow my own sukuma wiki, but I can't. Why? I don't have that opportunity. I'm living in other people's places, houses, so I needed something I can develop for my own. I feel I belong there, and something I can be proud of. So that's another reason why I decided city life is not for me. So, and most of the reasons that I decided to live the city life I've already given you, and I feel happy right now. I feel relaxed. In the morning I saw a comment, somebody asking me, Naseko, when do you get rest? It's like every time you are doing something. And I was like, actually, this is the most rest I've gotten for a while, because I can manage my time well. Nobody is managing my time, and I can do what I want to do, whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, because it's my place. I want to develop it in my own pace. I'm not in a hurry, slowly. I'm not in a rush to do everything. So I am happy to say that this is the time I'm getting a lot of rest, because even if I want to take a nap during the day, I'll take that nap and I'll not think, oh, at the end of the day I have rent to pay, so I wake up. I can take that nap during the day. If I want to do something in my comfort, I can do it, knowing that I'm doing it for myself. I'm developing my own place. So yes, I'm saying that most of the time I'm doing things, and I think most of the time I'm doing this because I'm finding things to do. As you all know, I've not stayed here for a long time, and construction is still will be undergoing. So I'm finding things to do to develop this place, this piece of land. So every now and then I'm finding I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I know our time is coming when I'll be looking at this compound and I'm saying, what do I do? What do I do now? I've planted flowers, I've planted trees, I've planted grass, I've watered everything, and at the end of the day I'm saying I don't have anything to do. So I know that time will come. I'm not complaining, but I'm just being grateful. So, or that's what I say. And to end this video, I want to say that coming Upcountry was not an easy decision. So it was not easy, and I kept on asking myself, am I making the right decision? Will I regret this and all that? It's not easy. You need to come in terms with yourself. Unajitaka mkutano every now and then ukiamka. Are you making the right decision? Ukilala, niko sure this is what I want. So it was not easy. And I moved because that the life that mattered to me, a life where my children know me, where I know myself, and where every steps feel intentional. So for those who are worried that I moved Upcountry, know that I'm very happy here. I made this decision when I was sober. And so far I've not regretted this decision, and I'm very grateful that I did that. I find like now that life is fulfilling. I've not regretted every decision I've made so far. So thank you so much for your concerns for those who are concerned. I'm very grateful you are concerned, and at least if you watch this video you find the reasons not to be concerned again, but you find more reason to walk with me in this journey and to see how I'm doing and all that, because others are even asking me whether I'm okay mentally. Do I look as if I'm not okay mentally? I'm okay. Just because I'm young does not mean I can't live Upcountry, and my life still continues, and nothing can stop me now. I have to keep going, and I love this life. So that's what I can say for today. If you want to make this decision, please think about it and find a way to work your life out. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.